Black Canary Origins, the one with the lethal sonic scream. Have you ever wished that screaming your heart out in the middle of nowhere didn't have to invite disapproving stares from people who had no idea that you were just trying out your inner Black Canary and not trying to roleplay as a banshee for the fun of it? Maybe for the time being, leave your vocal cords back home to get some rest, and let's get to know about one of the very few female superheroes in the DC universe, Black Canary, and her amazing ability to use sonic screams as her weapons of destruction.
I should have taken you down last time.
For over 75 years, she has been a force for justice and a symbol of female empowerment. She is also a founding member of the Justice League, and her story, her complex and fascinating character's influence span generations. In today's video, we will also examine how her story has evolved over time, and how she has become an iconic role model for women in comics. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Exploring the backstory of Black Canary, aka Dina Laurel Lance. Black Canary is a DC Comics superheroine who first appeared in 1947 in Flash Comics number 86 as a supporting character in the Johnny Thunder feature. She is one of the first superheroines to appear in the comics and has a long and varied history. Being a fan favorite and an example of a strong female superhero, she also happens to be one of the most enduring characters in the DC universe. But before we get carried away singing songs of her praises, let's talk about Black Canary, because her origin story has been revised and rebooted multiple times over the years. It is a classic example of the fish out of water trope, all of this making it a bit difficult for us to follow. The first version of Black Canary, created by Robert Kanigher and Carmine Infantino, was introduced in Johnny Thunder number 86 DC Comics. Johnny and the Black Canary team up to solve the mystery of a masquerade mask. Dina Drake was a crime fighter in the 1940s, and Johnny Thunder was a small-time crook who, despite his best efforts, was constantly getting into trouble. He was approached by a mysterious blonde woman in a black dress who calls herself the Black Canary, who needs help retrieving a special mask. She was hired by a mysterious benefactor to find out who was behind the masquerade mask, and so she went undercover to investigate a masquerade ball at the home of a wealthy socialite. She disguised herself as a masked dancer and infiltrated the party. Once inside, Black Canary discovers that the guests have been invited to the masquerade ball to participate in a game of chance. They track down a mysterious masked man called White Raven, who was offering each guest the chance to win a valuable gemstone, on the condition that if the guest fails to win the game, the White Raven will take the gemstone for himself. When they confront him, he reveals that he is a member of a secret society called the Black Diamond Society. The man explains that the mask was a part of a larger plan by the society to gain power and control the world. The Black Canary and Johnny then figure out how to stop the mysterious society from carrying out their plans. They enlist the help of a mysterious figure known as the White Canary, who helps them find the secret hideout of the Black Diamond Society. With the help of the White Canary, they are able to uncover the true identity of the mysterious leader of the society. In the end, the Black Canary and Johnny succeed in stopping the Black Diamond Society and their nefarious plans. Later in 1948, Black Canary had her own anthology series, replacing Johnny Thunder, who wasn't a very thunderous character anyways because of his bland design and abilities. She was featured in the number 92 issue, where she was a talented florist with black hair, and her shop was a frequent hangout for most heroes in the area. Dina had been given a special canary cry by a supernatural force. This cry had the power to stun and incapacitate her enemies. In her secret identity as Black Canary, Dina Drake Lance fought crime and assisted the Justice Society of America. In her civilian identity, she was a florist and helped the police in their investigations. She eventually fell in love with Larry Lance, a detective, and got married to him, and the two had a daughter, Dina Laurel Lance, who would later become the modern-day Black Canary. Black Canary was a popular character during the Golden Age, but her popularity waned after a while, and it picked up again in the Silver Age. In 1969, Black Canary was given her own series in Flash Comics number 1. The series was written by Robert Kanigher and drawn by artist Lee Elias, and a new version of Black Canary was introduced. Previously, she lived on Earth 2 with her husband, but after it was almost destroyed, she moved to Earth 1 and became a member of the Justice Society of America. In her first JSA mission, she fought alongside her husband Larry Lance and the other members against the Injustice Society, who were trying to use a time travel device to take over the world. Dina and Larry were able to stop the villains, but Larry was killed in the process. Dina was left devastated by her husband's death and was determined to avenge him. She created a costume based on her husband's and took on the name Black Canary. She became one of the JSA's most reliable members and a capable fighter. Black Canary was eventually revealed to have inherited a sonic scream from her mother, which she used in many of her battles. This was done to explain the sudden tangent in the character's evolution, which showed the current Black Canary from the Silver Age to be the daughter of the original one from the Golden Age. They needed a way to explain why the character looked much younger when, logically speaking, she should have looked over 50 at that point. She was told that her powers were a result of the curse by an old JSA enemy, the Wizard. She was cursed with an uncontrollable, destructive sonic scream. To keep people safe from her power, Dina, her mother, placed her daughter in a state of suspended animation. Later, Dina realized she had been poisoned from radiation from a fight with Aquarius, and before she passed away, she requested for her thoughts to be transferred into her daughter's adult body. This was Dina Laurel Lance, daughter of the original Dina Drake. Dina was trained in martial arts by her father, and she had a sonic scream, like her mother, but it was much more powerful. Dina eventually used her powers to fight crime and began her career as the superhero Black Canary. She was also known for her fierce loyalty and friendship with her teammates, especially Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Black Canary eventually retired from the JSA, but she continued to fight crime in her own way. She also became a mentor to the younger heroes such as the Huntress and an important mother figure to Sin. Black Canary is one of the few heroes to survive the Crisis on Infinite Earths and is still active in the modern DC universe. Black Canary continued to appear in various DC Comics titles throughout the 1970s and 1980s, including Justice League of America, Detective Comics, and All-Star Squadron. In 1983, she was featured in a special 4-issue miniseries titled The Black Canary. Black Canary is one of the most important characters in the DC universe and has been a member of the Justice League, the Birds of Prey, and other superhero teams. In the modern-day comics, Black Canary's origin story has been tweaked to make her a metahuman with a sonic scream that she can control and use as a weapon instead of her having gotten them because of the curse. Here, these are two separate characters in the modern age. New Earth with improved abilities. Apart from her sonic scream, she also has several other skills, such as martial arts and detective work, which she uses to fight crime. Ultimately, after the passing of her beloved husband, Dina Lance decided to retire and devote her time to raising their daughter, Dina Laurel Lance. Naturally, she grew up surrounded by her mother's former Justice Society teammates and was inspired by her mother's heroic feats and wanted to become a superhero herself, despite her mother's disapproval. She did everything she could to achieve this goal. She began to train in secret with Wildcat, a former teammate of her mother's, and it was soon discovered that she had inherited her mother's unique Canary Cry powers. With the help of a metagene, Dina was able to control her powers and worked hard to develop her skills and abilities, eventually adopting the mantle of the Black Canary. She then joined forces with the Justice League of America alongside Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman. During her time with the Justice League, she developed a romantic relationship with Green Arrow, which blossomed for a while. Later on, she quit the Justice League and moved to Seattle with Green Arrow, where she opened her own florist shop after the death of her mother due to radiation-induced cancer caused by a battle with Aquarius, which brought a wave of grief and despair to Dina. In an effort to bust a drug ring, Dina was kidnapped, bound, and tortured, leading to the loss of her powers and fertility. After being rescued by Green Arrow, she received extensive counseling and was able to recover emotionally. Unfortunately, her relationship with Green Arrow had already deteriorated due to trust issues, and it ended when she walked in on Green Arrow kissing her young florist shop assistant, Marianne, on New Year's Day. To make matters worse, Dina soon lost her job after her shop was destroyed. After being summoned by Oracle, Barbara Gordon, Dina rejoined the Birds of Prey team and was granted the chance to train with Lady Shiva. However, she chose to decline and instead became the chairwoman of the newly established Justice League. Some of her memorable comic book story arcs. Black Canary's story arc in Birds of Prey comic is one of the most complex and interesting arcs in comic book history. She is a hero with a complicated past and a unique set of powers that make her a formidable opponent. Birds of Prey. Black Canary was first introduced in Birds of Prey comic in issue number 1, where she was hired by Oracle to help the team. Her past was a mystery, but it was soon revealed that she was Dina Lance, the daughter of the original Black Canary, who was killed by the villain known as the White Canary. The first major story arc involving Black Canary in the Birds of Prey series was The Huntress Reborn. In this story arc, Dina Drake and a new huntress, Helena Bertinelli, come together to investigate a crime family. They soon discover that the crime family is linked to a mysterious figure known as the Calculator. Together they must find a way to stop the Calculator and his plans. She is tasked with helping Helena Bertinelli, the huntress, safe from harm. As the story progresses, Black Canary develops a strong bond with Helena and acts as her mentor and confidant. She helps the huntress discover her true identity and teaches her how to use her powers for good. The second major story arc involving Black Canary in the Birds of Prey was Of Like Minds. The story begins with Oracle, the leader of the Birds of Prey, receiving a cryptic message from her friend Black Canary. Canary has gone undercover to investigate the criminal organization, and Oracle is worried that something has gone wrong. Oracle and the other Birds of Prey, Huntress, Lady Blackhawk, and Hawk, set out to find her. They eventually track Canary to an abandoned building in Gotham, where she is being held captive by Savant. Savant was trying to coerce Canary into joining his criminal organization and forcing some important information out of her. Canary tries to resist his advances, but she is unable to escape. Oracle and her team launch a rescue mission and manage to break into the building and rescue Canary. They then engage in a fierce battle with Savant and his men, eventually managing to defeat them. In the aftermath of the battle, Oracle and her team learn that Savant had been planning to use Canary as bait to lure out Batman's real identity. They also discover that Savant had been working with an unknown figure who had been manipulating events from behind the scenes. The third major story arc involving Black Canary in the Birds of Prey series was The Birds of Prey, Dead of Winter. The Birds of Prey, a team of superheroes, have been taken over by the villainous Spy Smasher. Under his control, the team is sent on a dangerous mission to Russia, where they must confront the Secret Six, a mysterious group of villains. Their mission is to find and secure a rocket red suit, an advanced piece of technology unknown to all but one member of the team, Katarina. Upon arriving in Russia, the Birds of Prey are immediately set upon by the Secret Six, who are determined to keep them from achieving their mission. However, they are not the only ones searching for the suit. The Secret Six, a rival group of villains, have also set their sights on the rocket red suit, and the two teams clash in a heated battle. The birds eventually gain the upper hand and are about to secure the suit when Katarina reveals the truth to her team. The suit contains Ice, the long-lost daughter of the original Rocket Red. The Birds of Prey have to use all their skills and ingenuity to overcome the Secret Six and complete their mission. The mission turns out to be more dangerous than anyone expected. The Birds of Prey are forced to battle their way through a cold winter in order to save an innocent child who is being held captive by the Secret Six. Despite the odds, the Birds of Prey succeed in rescuing the child and defeating the Secret Six. Living with Sin. Black Canary and Sin were out at a fast food restaurant, and she recounted the time she had first met the Green Arrow. They were both part of the newly formed Justice League and were given the job of keeping a Japanese prime minister safe. Assassins dressed as Elvis were attacking, and Green Arrow kept attempting to flirt with her while they were fighting, though not succeeding. Black Canary had fended off the majority of the villains, but the Green Arrow managed to shoot an arrow out of the sky, which was headed for the prime minister. Although the archer, Merlin, got away, the prime minister was safe. Batman had apparently been watching the whole time, having been there for 10 years now. Back in the present, Sin and Black Canary finish their meal. Sin reminds her that she was the one who saved the Prime Minister, and that she shouldn't let Green Arrow take all the credit. They then leave the fast food joint and head back to their base. Once there, Black Canary reflects on her current situation. She had thought that by joining the Justice League, she could bring justice to the world, but instead, she feels like she's just spinning her wheels. Sin reminds her that she can still make a difference and that she can still fight injustice. The two of them then head out to the local bar. Black Canary meets with a few contacts and learns that the man from earlier, Merlin, is back in town. She decides to take matters into her own hands and heads off to confront him. Meanwhile, Sin heads to the crime scene to investigate further. He discovers that Merlin is actually a member of the League of Assassins, and that they are planning something big. Back at the bar, Black Canary confronts Merlin and demands to know what the League of Assassins is up to. Merlin reveals that they are planning to take over the city, and that only Black Canary can stop them. He then disappears in a puff of smoke. Black Canary is determined to stop the League of Assassins, and she and Sin set out to investigate further. They soon discover that the League of Assassins has been kidnapping people and using them as pawns in their plan. After rescuing the hostages, Black Canary and Sin take down the League of Assassins and save the city. In the aftermath of the battle, Black Canary reflects on her journey. She remembers that 10 years ago, she had wanted to bring justice to the world, and now she has done exactly that. She has lived up to the legacy of the superhero Black Canary. Black Canary and Green Arrow's wedding. The story follows Oliver Queen and Dina Lance as they prepare to get married. Before they can tie the knot, they are rudely interrupted by Deathstroke and other supervillains led by him, who came in to attack them. The League of Assassins sends an agent to kill Dina and force Ollie into joining them, while a mysterious archer targets Ollie. In the midst of all this, he and Dina must make sure their wedding goes off without a hitch. The story culminates in a double wedding with Green Arrow and Black Canary, exchanging vows with Speedy and Arsenal, and Ollie and Dina finally saying "I do." Before things have a chance to settle, another problem arises when Dina is forced to kill someone that looks and acts like her husband, Oliver Queen, after he starts attacking her on the night of their wedding. It is later revealed to be an imposter, and that the real Oliver was kidnapped by the Amazons. With the help of Speedy and Connor Hawke, Dina is able to rescue him. Later, during the events of Blackest Night, many deceased characters are resurrected and transformed into Black Lanterns, including Superman, Wonder Woman, Superboy, Kid Flash, and Green Arrow. But their marriage is still very unstable because while Oliver was under the control of Black Lantern Ring, he started taunting Dina by telling her that he had sexual relations with Shadow, which complicated their relationship further. She had an unlikely romantic stint with the Joker. Joker, in true supervillain fashion, had some bizarre encounters with Black Canary. He was determined to get her all to himself, and so masqueraded as a bus driver named Harry Hack, and entered a florist boutique he had seen her enter. He then proceeded to buy a large floral arrangement and presented them to her. He thought of everything before he planned his little mayhem on the streets. He even faked an emergency downtown to draw Green Arrow away, when he caught Black Canary in a giant net and laughingly hauled her away. However, Green Arrow quickly tracked him down, the confrontation occurring on the Archway Bridge. Unbelievably, the Joker took a knee and proposed marriage to Black Canary, who promptly rejected, to no one's surprise. Nothing ever became of it, but it was quite intriguing nonetheless. Black Canary had a significant role in Smallville. Black Canary also served as a major character in a show called Smallville, played by Elena Huffman, which was based on the DC Comics character Superman. It follows the story of Clark Kent as he discovers his Superman powers and his identity as the superhero Superman. The series documents his struggles to balance his dual life as a high school student and superhero. It also follows his relationships with other characters such as his love interest and future wife Lois Lane, and his friends and allies, including Chloe Sullivan and Oliver Queen and others. Her first appearance was in the 7th season of Smallville. It follows the adventures of Clark Kent, played by Tom Welling, as he continues his journey to becoming Superman. The season begins with Clark's return to Smallville after a year-long absence. Initially appearing as a mysterious blonde woman, Dina was hired by Lex Luthor to take a DVD from Chloe Sullivan. After a fight with Green Arrow on the roof, Dina gave the DVD to Lex in exchange for money. She later revealed to Lois Lane that Oliver was back in town and broke into Chloe's desk to confirm her suspicions that Oliver and Green Arrow were the same. She then attacked Queen Tower, taking Lois and Oliver hostage, but refused to listen to their explanation that Lex had deceived her. She demanded money in exchange for delivering Green Arrow. Black Canary was being transferred to Lex Luthor's custody due to her identity being known to Clark Kent and Chloe. However, after having doubts about Lex's motives and investigating, she demanded that he prove Green Arrow was a terrorist, resulting in Lex shooting her. Clark saved her and she decided to join Oliver's team, quitting her job at the Daily Planet in the process. Since then, she has helped the team in many missions. She also developed a close bond with Green Arrow and helps him learn more about his own powers. She also appeared in Birds of Prey and Arrow. She also appeared in the 2020 movie Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, directed by Cathy Yan, based on the DC Comics team Birds of Prey, which is a follow-up to Suicide Squad movie. Margot Robbie has recently broken up with the Joker and is living in a rundown apartment in Gotham City. She is trying to make it as a criminal on her own when she is approached by a crime lord, Roman Sionis, promptly played by Ewan McGregor, and his right-hand man Victor Zsasz, promptly played by Chris Messina. They offer her a job to retrieve a diamond that Sionis had stolen from a safe belonging to a Chinese mob boss. Harley reluctantly agrees, only to discover that the diamond is a priceless artifact that Sionis intends to use to gain control of Gotham's criminal underworld. She meets Black Canary, played by Journey Smollett-Bell, early on in the movie when Harley rescues Dina from being attacked by two thugs. Dina is an aspiring singer trying to make it in the competitive Gotham City music scene. Meanwhile, Helena Bertinelli, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, also known as the Huntress, is an assassin for hire who has recently moved to Gotham City. She is trying to take down Sionis and his criminal empire, but is having difficulty infiltrating his inner circle. Renee Montoya, played by Rosie Perez, is a police detective in Gotham City who is trying to uncover the truth behind Sionis' criminal activities. She is also trying to protect the young girl Cassandra Cain, played by Ella J. Basco, who has recently been targeted by Sionis for her connection to a mysterious diamond. Harley reluctantly decides to team up with Huntress, Black Canary, and Montoya to protect Cassandra and take down Sionis. The four women form a loose-knit team and fight their way through a series of thrilling and dangerous adventures, including a high-speed chase through the streets of Gotham, an epic battle in an abandoned funhouse, and a confrontation with a team of assassins sent by Sionis. In the end, the Birds of Prey successfully protect Cassandra and take down Sionis, but are forced to go their separate ways. Harley begins a new life running her own business and living with her beloved hyenas. Huntress returns to her life as an assassin. Black Canary joins a detective agency, and Montoya continues her investigation into Sionis' criminal activities. The film ends with a post-credits scene of Harley and her new friends celebrating their victory. She also appears in the series based on DC's character Green Arrow. It follows the life of Oliver Queen, played by Stephen Amell, who is found on a mysterious island of Lian-Yu 5 years after being stranded. Black Canary has been a major character in the series since the beginning. Black Canary first appeared in the second season of Arrow as Sarah Lance, the sister of Oliver Queen, the series' protagonist. She had been presumed dead after the shipwreck had stranded Oliver on the Lian-Yu, but was revealed to have survived and trained as a vigilante. She was a recurring character, appearing in several episodes until Season 2, when she became a main character. Later, Laurel took on the mantle of Black Canary after Sarah Lance was killed by the League of Assassins. She became a vigilante, and her fighting skills improved drastically as she trained with Ted Grant and Nisa Al Ghul. Oliver Queen revealed that he had been training Laurel as the Black Canary in secret after Sarah's death.
Wildcat, it's Black Canary. I'm at the warehouse. Where are you?
Black Canary and her appearances in the animated universe. Black Canary has made appearances in various animated series over the years, beginning with her debut in the Justice League Unlimited series. She has since appeared in Justice League Action, Young Justice, Batman the Brave and the Bold, and Batman the Animated Series. She has also been featured in the DC Superhero Girls series and the animated film Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. In addition, she appears in DC Universe Online, Injustice: Gods Among Us, and LEGO DC Supervillains. Black Canary is an integral part of the Justice League Unlimited's mission to protect Earth from threats both terrestrial and extraterrestrial. She is also a formidable strategist, often coming up with innovative solutions to difficult problems, making her a valuable asset to the Justice League Unlimited. Her story arc in the show focuses on her relationship with Green Arrow and the development of her character as she learns to trust and rely on her newfound allies. In Young Justice, Black Canary is portrayed as a mentor to the team, most notably to Artemis and Superboy. She is a respected teacher, offering advice and guidance to the team members, while helping them to develop their skills and understanding of the superhero lifestyle. Black Canary is initially portrayed as a member of the Justice League, but she eventually leaves the team to focus on mentoring the Young Justice heroes. She helps train them in the use of their powers and assists in their mission planning. She also provides moral support and advice to the team members. Black Canary's story arc in Young Justice comes to an end when she returns to the Justice League. She still maintains contact with the team, offering advice and support when needed. Black Canary's role in the show is integral to the team's success, and she is remembered fondly by the team and the fans. In Batman the Brave and the Bold animated series, they explored the Silver Age era Black Canary in a tasteful way. Her singing was such a delight and stood out especially in a couple of episodes. The most memorable one was in the episode titled Mayhem of the Music Meister. The Music Meister has assembled to try and take over the world. She is tasked with singing a hypnotic song to make everyone in the city obey the Music Meister's orders. She has a powerful and captivating singing voice, and her song has a hypnotic effect on those who hear it. It is her song that ultimately leads to the Music Meister's defeat. Just how powerful is Black Canary? Black Canary is a highly skilled martial artist, possessing a mastery of several different unarmed and weaponry combat styles. She has excellent agility, reflexes, and hand-to-hand combat abilities. She is also an excellent acrobat and athlete. Black Canary is a powerful vocalist and screamer, capable of producing her signature powerful ultrasonic and sonic screams, with enough power to incapacitate enemies. This sonic scream can be used to shatter objects, disrupt electronic equipment, and control her enemies. It is crazy how powerful her canary cry is. She once used to shatter a stone wall, allowing her to escape her captors. She disrupted a nearby electrical system, shorting out the power in a large building. She used it to create a powerful shockwave that knocked out an entire group of criminals, or as Sonic Boom, that literally destroyed an entire fleet of enemy aircraft. As if this was anything short of amazing, she also made an entire skyscraper collapse just by using it to create a powerful vibration. Black Canary is an expert detective, able to piece together clues and draw deductions quickly and accurately. She is also a skilled detective, able to track and follow her targets. Black Canary is a master of disguise, able to easily conceal her identity. She is also a skilled infiltrator, able to quickly and quietly infiltrate enemies' bases and hideouts. She is highly resilient. She was able to survive most forms of physical and mental trauma. She has an enhanced healing factor, which allows her to quickly heal from physical injuries. Black Canary is an expert tactician and strategist, able to plan complex operations and come up with unique solutions to difficult problems. She is also a master infiltrator, able to devise clever strategies to overcome enemies.
Canary, you know what you have to do! Cover your ears! You better get her back!
What is the status of the upcoming Black Canary movie? The DC Extended Universe is about to get a whole lot louder with the upcoming feature film Black Canary. Fans of the iconic DC Comics hero have been waiting for a feature film for years. With Journey Smollett-Bell set out to take the lead role, it's sure to be an exciting ride. It was a bit of a blowout after the much-anticipated Batgirl movie got cancelled by WB, but sources say this Black Canary standalone movie is still in the works. In addition to Journey Smollett-Bell as Black Canary, the film will also star Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Helena Bertinelli, a vigilante known as Huntress, and Robert Aramayo as the Shadow Cabinet's leader, Simon LaCroix. But before that hits the cinema theaters, make sure to catch up on the lore behind this amazing and unique DC character who probably secretly served as Frank Sinatra's muse when he wrote Killing Me Softly with her song. By this entire recap, there is one common conclusion we can all draw. DC does not need to complicate the origin stories for characters that are already complicated and rich in terms of legacy. Overall, Black Canary has evolved from her comic book roots to become a beloved character in the superhero world. From her strong and independent personality to her powerful sonic scream, she has become a feminist icon and a symbol of strength and resilience. Her ability to take on challenges and never back down makes her an inspiring figure to look up to. She is a great example of how female superheroes can be just as powerful as their male counterparts. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.
And here I heard you're some kind of brilliant fighter. Ugh.